Now for this demo, I thought we'd have a better look, a better play with the Koi Brush pens, the colouring pens, and see lots of different things we can actually do with them other than just watercolour our images or watercolour backgrounds. Because they are water-based dye, we can actually do so much with them. Now what I've got is I've got some of the small Gelli plate prints, and I thought we'd have a play with those. We've got some stamps as well, and we'll see what different things we can actually do with them. So I've just taken 3 colours, and the first thing we could do is let's put that on there, probably be easier to see. So I'm just going to line out the colours how I want them anyway, and because I've got this lovely brush, I can quickly fill a plate, as you can see. Now one of the benefits of the kois is that even though I've got the colour going onto that nib, I'm hoping you can see, I know I can use it, let me just do, because it will just blend itself out till it's clean, as you can see. So even though it's got that dark contamination, it hasn't actually affected the main colour at all. Right, so we've got that there. Now because it's dye based, so it's water based dye, sorry, let's get rid of that. You can see it pulls just a little bit more. It's not as smooth or as flat as if we were using acrylic paints, but that's another technique. This gives another textural look. Now because I'm putting this on as is, the colours are going to be quite intense and vibrant, as you can see there. So that is doing it that way. Now let's do the same again. Now I could spritz this, which I will, why not? I'm just going to do this away. So I've just given that a light spritz, and as you can see, there was still, put my piece of paper there, there was still quite a lot of the ink on there. So let's do another generation this side. And you can see now this is going to be a little bit more what we would consider watercolour, as you can see there. So now all the colours have blended and look like a watercolour paints would be. Just grab that towel and just dab that bit off there. Okay, so we could do, again, I'm just going to dry this off quickly. So let's get the same paints again, and just going to add some colour, but this time not as much as I did when I did the first print here. I'm just going to do a few bits, and I'm going to spritz straight from the start, and it's made it pool a lot more. Now what will happen with this is that it will spread out further, so when I push it down, the water's trying to find a way to escape. And because I've done a light spritzing, some of the areas have been covered and some of them haven't. So let's just pull that away. As you can see there, so I just wipe that so you can see. So as you can see there, so I've got still some of the drier areas and some where they're wetter. So I can create backgrounds with this. Now another thing we can do with our Gelli plates, with our backgrounds, let's move that to let it dry, and we'll bring that back in a minute, is we could technically, if we wanted to, because we've got these here, we could doodle a scene. So I'm just going to have a think. Now I could, which plate shall I use? I'm going to go for this one. So it's got some colour on it, so we might pick that up, but that's fine. So I'm just going to do that, and I'm just doodling a rough scene. Let's have a look. I'm just going to go across there, and I'm going to go across like that. Let's grab that lighter blue. Now obviously you could spend a little bit more time in making this look a little bit, I don't know, like it's meant to be something, I suppose. If I was going to do this for an actual piece, I would probably sketch underneath, and then I've got somewhere to follow. But at the moment, this is just having a little bit of a play. So I'm just building up the colours there. And we're just having a little bit of a play. Let's now build in some blue. Got a bit more blue here. Okay. And I'm going to bring in a bit of the Viridian blue there. Okay. So when I print this is going to print as per the previous one. So it's going to be quite dry and lined. So let's see what this one looks like. So this is doodling straight onto the Gelli plate with my kois. So as you can see, I've just done a sunset with a bit of sky and my sea. Now there is still a little bit of ink. I don't know how much. A little bit of the, let's give it a squirt, a little bit of watercolour. And as you can see, it's all pulled. So let's put that one next to it and see what it looks like. And obviously, because this is a little bit more watercoloured, and I put quite a bit too much water on this possibly, but we'll see. It doesn't matter. Yep, I have. It doesn't matter. Let's just wipe that down. But as you can see, I've got a faint reflection of a sunset. That, I mean, I'm still going to use that as a background, but if I wanted something with a little bit more detail, I can do. Now, even though I've done that, I can take my brushes. I'm going to use my water brushes, but I've not put any water in them. I'm just going to put them straight into water. And because these are watercolour dye base, I can actually blend this picture out and make it, you know, even more detailed. So I can create a rough design. So you could, if you've got your stencils, you could use this with stencils and then merge the designs together to create your picture. So I've got my sun going across there. Right, I'm just going to leave mine like that. As you can see, because these will still react with the water, we can then blend out the picture even further. So we can print as is, we can add the water on there, or we can actually use them to create our own doodles, our own backgrounds. And I quite like the textural feel to that one. I think that is lovely. So one of the other things we can do, and always looks really, really nice, is because we've got this beautiful brush, we can actually take a stamp and go across, and we can use it to create our stamped outlines. So if I put that, I'm going to put it there, so it's a bit more of a contrast. So I can create a stamped outline. If I took my water brush, I could actually drag that colour out. Let's just give it a clean. I'll give another one. I can actually bring that colour out, and it's merging with the colours that I've got already from my background being water based. As you can see there. So I can actually stamp directly onto it. I quite like that. I'm going to clean that off quickly, because what is really nice about the kois is that, so I've got that leaf there. So say for instance, I want that leaf to be blue. I want that leaf to be blue. I'm going to do this one pink and the stem, and I'm going to do the one opposite pink because I can. And then let's do this one green. So we can be really precise now with our inking. And I'm going to put that one, let's put this one over this side here. Now I know I'm doing it straight onto a colour. I will do one onto the white background as well. But as you can see there, I've got all my leaves in lots of different colours. I'm going to do that one again, but we'll do it on the white so you can see. So I'm going to have that pink, and then that one pink, I think, blue, and blue, and then we can have some green on this one, and I'll stamp this one up here. So as you can see there, I've coloured mine. It's all multicoloured, and I can then, with my water brush, I can pull out the colour to colour straight away. So I've made mine a lovely multicoloured leaf. And because I've got the brush markers, I can put the colour exactly where I want it to be. I can still blend those a little bit into each other if I wanted them to be. And then do the last one here. So I can do my watercolouring for my stamped images, but I can stamp the outlines at the same time. So it's a great way of doing that. So if I look at the butterfly, let's go for the pink. I'm going to do, let me think. Oh, when you have so many colours, it's decisions, decisions, decisions. Right, let's go for the blue in the middle, like that, and the antennae. So I'm going to do some blue. I'm going to take a bit of pink on the top. And we'll do the green as I've got them out. I'm going to do my outline there, and I'll stamp the butterfly. So now I've got my multicoloured butterfly straight away, and I've been able to pinpoint where I actually want the colours to go. And as before, if I wanted to, I can pull the colour out and I can colour in my image. I can pull some of this colour down and just pull some of the blue out. Blend the two together. So I can actually now make my watercolour image straight away just by using the kois. If I, right, let's get the stamp. I'm just going to get some black ink. I'm just going to clean that off quickly. I could spritz it, but I want to use it for the stamp straight away. So let's get some ink. And just ink this up. I'll put my leaf down here. I've got my leaf design there. Now with the kois, one of the things I love about them is that, especially when you're out and about and you don't always want to take water with you, they are superb for actually blending, you know, dry blending. So I'm just going to grab some greens because we'll do a green leaf. So I can start off, I'm going to start off with my darker colour. And we'll go to the next one. And I can pick up, now what's happening is it's picking up the darker colour, but it's not ruining the brush as I said before. And then I'm going to go and do my lighter colour. And I'll do a little bit more of the dark in the middle there. Because they're all still wet, they blend into one another. So I've not used any water at all, but I've still got a watercolour effect. And that to me is a superb bonus when you're travelling. I take mine on the train with me because if I do fill my water brushes up with me, but I've then got the benefit that if I don't have any water with me, or I'm worried that, you know, it's going to spill, I can still do all my blending techniques that I would do without having to worry about that. But just to show, so if I do that, I can still blend these out as if they were normal watercolours as well. So you can still use them as watercolour pens, or they can actually work together, which is brilliant. Right, I've let this dry, and what I've done is I've just gone away and cut it into 3. And I thought what we could do is turn them into some quick tags, demonstrating the techniques we've done with just the koi markers. So as you can see, just by playing around with the kois, not really making anything in particular, but we used the Gelli plate, we stamped with them, we've done direct colouring, we've done watercolouring, and then just chopping that piece up, I've made 3 tags and I've stamped on another background as well. And yet each one is different, but each one shows you can keep, and on the back, I know I've doodled on this one, you can write the techniques that you've actually done, like direct stamping, watercolouring, Gelli plate, so you could keep these as a reference of what to do next.